What's up, people, man? I wanna talk about Draymond Green versus Charles Barkley. Draymond Green versus the Round Mound. You know, uh, Draymond don't have a nickname, so uh, that in itself says a lot about the subject I'm about to touch upon. So I don't know how this narrative came about, but where I came in is where Draymond Green pretty much told Charles Barkley he can't sit at the table because he doesn't have championship rings. So if there was a table of championship players, then Charles Barkley would have to wait out in the hallway until the ring ceremony or whatever is complete. I don't know what Charles said to deserve that. But his rebuttal was classic to me. So his rebuttal was something. I'm not gonna quote it. It was something like, Draymond Green is the last, where is the least important member. Draymond Green is like the least important member of a boy band. You know, he thinks everyone in the stadium or at the concert is screaming for him, but he doesn't realize he's sitting next to Justin Timberlake. And I was like, ooh. When I read that, I was like, ooh, that's a good one, Chuck. And look. Like, see, Draymond and Chuck are like similar. Like they really got that trash talk game on lock. And to see these dudes go at it verbally, it's classic to me. You know, I just love it. You know, I don't know what Charles Barkley said to initialize this, but that has been a narrative throughout this NBA season. The Golden State Warriors and Draymond Green. So, you know, Golden State, they lost Kevin Durant, they lost Steph for about 75% of the season. He's back now, and I don't think the other guy's returning. I forgot his name. I don't think the other guy's returning. So pretty much this whole year's been Draymond, and he had some role players. A lot of their role players retired from the last season. Some retired, some went on to different teams and things like that. So it's really been Draymond and pretty much a new Golden State. This Golden State team is pretty much a new Golden State team. Let's say if they had Clay. Let's say if they had Steph and Draymond. This team would still be different. Yes, it would have had its nucleus, which is Clay, Steph, and Draymond. But the role players and Kevin Durant is gone, so it would have been a pretty much different team, regardless of if their big three was still able to play together. So back to the narrative. So the narrative of the season is, why is Draymond averaging 8 points a game when you were averaging more with Steph and Clay and KD around you? You should average even more without them, because you would have the ball in your hand. And what I don't think people realize about Draymond Green is Draymond is not that type of player. Is Draymond Green a good player? Yeah, he's a good player. Is he a great player? No. I could have told you Draymond Green wasn't a great player when they were winning championships. I would have told you that. Yeah, he's a good player. But what people underestimate about Draymond is that he is an important player to that team. Important. Why? Because Draymond's absence, and this is proven in the finals when the Golden State Warriors lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers, was it the Cleveland? I think they lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers when Draymond fouled out. I think he had a foul. I think he fouled out. He had a technical, so he had to sit out the next game or something like that. But Draymond fouled out of the game, and he couldn't play. I think he couldn't play the next game in that series, and the Cavaliers won. And then the next year, Draymond get on the phone with KD, and KD comes over. But if you ask me, if they would have had Draymond in that series would have been a whole different story. I still think Golden State would have won that series. So to just say Draymond is the least important player of boy band is funny, but I don't think that's necessarily true. The least important, I don't think that's necessarily true, man. I really, if you want to say the boy band is Steph, Clay, and Draymond, then yeah, he would be the least important. But as far as the team as a whole, Draymond was very important. It is still very important because there's something about that dude, man. That intensity, man. The plays that he make, his defense. That he's able to play. He's able to play defense on a lot of positions on the court. So when you switch with Draymond, or you run a play to switch whoever Draymond defender is with your defender, now you got Draymond, and you may be a shooting guard, and you thinking, I got me a mismatch. Not necessarily, because Draymond is good enough to make you take a bad shot. He may not be fast enough to stick with you if you're a point guard or a shooting guard, but Draymond is good enough to make you take a bad shot and then contest that shot. So that's why switching with Golden State, he was one of the reasons why switching with Golden State wasn't really him and Clay switching 2 and 3. It wasn't really as effective as it was with other teams. So that's why I think that whole Draymond is not the least important. Draymond is the least important player on a championship team or boy band. I think you just got to put that into context, and I don't think it's really true. And you can either put that into context. Who's in the boy band? Draymond, Clay, and Steph? Okay, well, yeah, he's the least important player, or least important member of that boy band, and he's getting cheers, or he thinks people is cheering for him because he's standing next to Clay or Steph. But if you talk about that team as a whole, oh man, like now he becomes one of the most important members of that band because of what he could do, what you could do with Draymond defensively. Draymond can stick position 1 through 4, maybe all 5, depending on the center. Can he stay in front of a point guard? Nah, he can't stay in front of today's point guards, but he could make that point guard take a bad shot. And that's not really easy to do when you're the slower guy playing defense. But he can do that. Now, Draymond, come here. So you said that Charles Barkley, the round mound, can't sit at your table because he hasn't won championships. And I guess if there's a table or a luncheon that requires you to have at least one NBA championship, Charles wouldn't be able to sit at that table or attend that conference or whatever, however you want to call it. Now, as far as Charles not being able to win championships, you got to put that into context. Now, happened to play parallel. His career and Michael Jordan's career was parallel to each other. Which anybody whose career was parallel to Michael Jordan probably didn't win an NBA championship. Especially if your prime was in the 90s, you probably didn't win an NBA championship. And if you came into the league around the mid-80s, you probably wasn't winning championships because there was Magic, Bird, and pretty much Magic and Bird dominated that era. You had Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia, Dr. J, he won one. And then you had I think the 1990 and the 91. You had the 89, 90, and the 90, 91 Detroit Pistons. Fuck, Jordan couldn't even beat those guys. Sorry for cursing, but Jordan couldn't even beat those dudes, until Pippen got right. Then once Pippen got right, it was easier for Jordan to cross that threshold. But after that, it was a wrap. And in Houston won 2 in the Jordan era. So Jordan was retired 1.5 years. He came back. So you had Houston. So did Charles have opportunities to win? Yeah. Did Charles personally do things that messed up his chance of winning? Yeah. If you watch enough sports documentaries like me, you would know that Charles Barkley had opportunities to win NBA championships and crucial NBA finals games that he just didn't take advantage of, whether it was at the free throw line or just a misclutch shot. So we can't, really say, well, Jordan and Barkley career was parallel to each other. That's why he never won anything. Because, he had opportunities. Jordan was retired. He had opportunities in the finals against Jordan to win it. And, he had opportunities in the Western Conference Finals and, but a lot of people don't know about Charles Barkley is that his best year, I'm not gonna say his best year, his greatest chance to win the NBA Finals when he was a rookie. At that time, nobody would think that, but because he had his career to play. But what a lot of people don't know is Charles Barkley greatest chance to win the NBA Finals is when he was a rookie and he was playing alongside of he was in Philadelphia, and he was playing alongside Dr. J. I think Dr. J was on that Philadelphia team, and was it Moses? I don't know. It was maybe, I don't want to say a wrong name. It could have been Moses Malone or I don't know, but I don't know what happened, but that was Dr. J's last year in the NBA, and they were just coming off the season where they won the NBA championship, or maybe 2 seasons prior to winning the NBA championship. And Charles Barkley was a rookie, and he didn't really get that much playing time, but it was the best team Barkley ever played on, and he got playing time because they figured out, oh man, this dude could ball, and they started playing him. So during the playoffs, he was definitely playing, but throughout the season, I don't think he had as much playing time as people would like to realize. And he didn't win that. He didn't win that. They had Dr. J. It was Charles Barkley, and I want to say maybe Daryl Dawkins. I could be wrong. Like, I was only born in 1987, so, or it could have been Moses Malone or somebody. But it was definitely a top 10 player. Top 15, top 10 player in the NBA. With Dr. J and Charles Barkley. And they didn't win that in Philadelphia. So with that saying, we got that in context, right? So yeah, Barkley had chances. He was on good teams. But Draymond had an even better chance of winning the NBA championship. Because he wasn't half the player that Barkley was, right? He's not half the player that Barkley was. But yet he has 3 championships. Because he's in the right system. So, I mean, does Draymond have the right to say what he said to Barkley? Yeah, he does have the right to say that. Does he have that position to say it? Yeah, to me, he does have that position to say it. But what people don't realize what Barkley is, man, Barkley like top 10 greatest players all time. Top 10. 5. You probably can put him in 5 if you really want to nitpick about this and that. You could probably put him 5. But people discredit Barkley because he has no championships. And I hate that. I hate it because in 1992 was the Summer Olympics in Barcelona. 1992, Barcelona, the dream team. You had Mike, you had Bird, you had Magic, you had Carl, you had David Robinson, you had I think David Robinson was on that team. Karl Malone, John Stockton, Big Country. You had like Scottie Pippen. You had a good team, and if you asked anybody around that time who was at the scrimmages, who was at the practices, who was the second best player on the team, they would have told you Charles Barkley. They would have told you Charles Barkley. Now, before I learned that, I used to make fun of Charles for not having a championship too. But when I learned that Charles Barkley was the second best player on that 92 Olympic team, oh man, I had nothing to do with just respect the dude. I'm gonna respect him in this game. Forget a championship, bro. When it comes to that dude, forget championships. When it comes to that dude, oh man, nah, man, because when the ball is on the court, don't none of that. When the ball is on the court and it's mano a mano, you sitting in front of me and I'm sitting in front of you. All that championship stuff go out the window, dog. Championships are for teams. Championships are for teams, bro. Like Jordan and LeBron are like the only 2 players that I've ever known to have the context or the narrative of those are his championships. You know what I'm saying? Any other player that won a championship, they'll be like, oh, he had him, he had this person, he had that person, he had this person, and he had that person. You know? But when it comes to Jordan and LeBron, they did all the work. The other 4 guys just, sat around. But back to the subject. Charles Barkley was the second best player on the 92 Olympic team. Man, if that that doesn't resonate with you, I don't know what will. I don't know what will. I do not know, because I mean that's a tall feat, and that man did that. So with that being said, I want to conclude this as, this friendly back and forth. You know what I'm saying? I think what Charles said was accurate, but it wasn't put into context, because when you took that guy out of the finals, everything crashed for Golden State. And I think what your boy had to say about Barkley, it was accurate. Barkley had the chances. He's been in the finals. He's been in the Western Conference Finals. I've watched documentaries where he missed clutch shots and he had clutch opportunities. And Charles Barkley himself didn't come through in the clutch. He didn't come through in the clutch. So what Draymond said about Barkley, I can respect that. And what Barkley said about Draymond, I can respect that. But what I can't respect is acting like Draymond don't matter, and what I can't respect is acting like Charles ain't the fucking top 5 greatest players of all time. I know we don't give him that credit. I know we put the dudes with all the championships in the top 5 and shit like that. But you got your Karl Malones and your John Stocktons out there, man. Them boys ball. Charles ball. So, that's what I'm saying. They both had their points and they both had their misses. So that's all I'm gonna say, man. Look, man, just I'm gonna just keep it as I'm gonna receive that narrative, back and forth narrative, as just fun chit chat, man. Just just two dudes who ain't gonna take nobody out without a rebuttal, and I respect that, because I don't care how good and great you are or how many rings you got. You come for me, I'm coming for you, and they feel the same way. So I'm gonna just leave on that note, man. Thank y'all for listening. Holla at your boy. Boom.